So I'm here at Notre Dame de Paris right now. Um, it's been restored since the fire, and they've been allowing tourists back inside since I think about December 2024. And when I saw the first pictures of the restoration, I was a bit iffy about the way it looked. Because in the pictures, the stone looked very white, and they say it's a restoration to how it originally looked because years of just time passing and various types of sediment and pollution accruing have kind of made the cathedral go more gray in terms of its like the stone in the interior, and I guess the exterior also, although the exterior looks pretty much the same in terms of the color of the stone. But to be fair, it doesn't really look white. It looks more like a kind of a light gray. So I'm actually happier about that aspect than I thought. Like, because I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it's white now. I don't know about that. And I mean, I think, there's a slightly different atmosphere that the building exudes based on the color of the stone. Like, I would say when it's a bit darker gray, there's more of a bit of a Gothic ambience. Well, I mean, obviously it's Gothic one way or another because it's Gothic architecture. But I mean, Gothic in the more modern sense of the word. Like, dark and kind of foreboding. Like slightly maybe even horror movie-esque vibes, that type of Gothic. Whereas like now with the stone being a lighter color, I would say it exudes a lighter atmosphere. Again, for better or worse. Like, again, like personal opinions may vary on that, but I think it looks all right now. I'm not gonna complain about that aspect of the renovation. Now, there is one thing I am going to complain about, though, and I donated money to this, so I have as much of a right as anyone to have input on this. It's kind of like when you vote for a political candidate and you don't get exactly what you want. The issue I have is some of the stained glass windows seem to have been redone because I believe there was damage to some of the stained glass windows during the fire, and some of them have been redone in a way that frankly I don't like, because it's very, like, I see this a lot on churches that have suffered damage, like often ones that were damaged in World War II but not entirely destroyed. You get it where I'll zoom in on it so you can kind of see, like, rather than like the geometric patterns, what you have is this like random abstract art, like these kind of random modern art-esque, they're not even patterns, just kind of shapes of, non-geometric shapes, like shapes that don't have a particular size or shape or pattern that they all adhere to, just kind of randomness. And I don't like that. Like, I don't like putting randomness into Notre Dame. I don't like putting modernism into it. And from what I've heard, they intend to redo even more of the windows kind of like this. Like ones that weren't damaged in the fire. That's what I heard. And I'm like, why would you do that? Not going to swear because I'm in a church, but why the F would you do that? Like, that is just, it boggles my mind. It absolutely boggles my mind that they would even consider that, like redoing windows that weren't even damaged in the fire. Like that, I'll link to it in the description, but that was an article I read. Now, granted, it was just this one article that talked about it, and I don't think I've seen it corroborated elsewhere. So it could be a BS rumor, or it could not be. I don't know. And I think they were talking about even one of the main windows, like the big circular rose windows, as they're called. Because right now, those two, the big circular windows, like the really famous ones, they're both intact in their original form, it appears. Like, they have the what looks like the original designs, as opposed to this like modernist abstract stuff that you see here. And again, it's mostly the upper floor and the mid floor that has this. The ones on the lower floor don't. They still look like their original form. I would say overall probably about 60% of the windows look like they're in the original form, but you see in this section in particular, and also the other side here, which you can't see because it's behind that pillar, it looks like that. So yeah, that would be my main complaint, but otherwise it does look quite nice. And I'll be eager to see also the spire and the full exterior when that renovation is completely done. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the renovation of Notre Dame so far.